Is the United States a socialist country? Watch the video and let us know what you think in the comments. This question sparks a lot of debates. One of the political misinformation campaigns we've seen over the last 8 years claims more than that too, claiming the USA is headed to a Marxist or communist society. While the US is predominantly capitalist, it harbors several programs and services that exhibit characteristics of socialism. Let's delve into some of these socialist-influenced programs that make America great. First up, public water services. In many places across the country, water services are owned and operated by government entities, which suggests a form of collective ownership typical of socialist systems. Next, we have public infrastructure. The government's ownership of infrastructure like roads, bridges, and public transit systems reflects socialist ideals of collective benefit and ownership. Then there are fire protection services. Funded by tax revenue and free at the point of use, fire departments are a notable example of a socialist-influenced public service required for the safety and well-being of society. Public transportation is another example. Many public transportation systems are government-owned and subsidized, which aligns with socialist principles of providing essential services to all, regardless of individual ability to pay. Police departments, funded through public revenues, provide safety and security services without direct charges to the beneficiaries, a characteristic of socialist governance. Public parks, accessible to all and generally free, are maintained by the government, reflecting socialist values of shared public resources. The public education system, including schools and some universities, is government-operated and funded, embodying socialist principles of equal access to education. The United States Postal Service operates as a government-run service, though it is unique in that it's primarily funded through its own revenues rather than tax dollars. Medicare and Medicaid, these healthcare programs are government-run and provide medical coverage, reflecting socialist ideologies of healthcare as a public service. Social Security, a program designed to provide financial support to the elderly, disabled, and others, is funded through payroll taxes. It is necessary for those that haven't been able to save up for retirement. Lastly, the military. As one of the largest government-operated sectors, the U.S. military is a form of collective public service funded by taxpayers, resonating with socialist principles. To sum up, while the U.S. operates under a capitalist framework, the existence of these social programs indicates a degree of socialist influence, particularly in the provision of essential services and welfare. However, traditional socialism involves public ownership of the means of production, which is not the case in the U.S. economy. As for the claims that the U.S. is Marxist or communist, it's important to note that these are distinct ideologies with specific tenets that do not align with the current U.S. system. They also go against the founding principles of the nation. Usually these type systems have a leader that has ultimate power and say regardless of what the people want or need. Marxism advocates for a classless society and the abolition of private property, while communism involves the establishment of a stateless and classless society where all property is communally owned. Now that type of system would never fly in the good old USA, right? So, while the US incorporates elements of socialism, it remains a mixed economy, blending capitalist and socialist characteristics into a successful blend, taking care of the citizens, as well as promoting a capitalist society. So, what are your thoughts? Do we need to change our system? Do you think we are becoming socialist, Marxists, or communists? Or are those terms just propaganda and misinformation being used to divide us? As always, thanks for watching. Please share this message and let's keep the discussion going.